Coming up on today's Disney Roundup, Disneyland and Walt Disney World resorts have been announced to stay closed until further notice. A new attraction is rumored to be taking place of Stitch's Great Escape. And if you had a trip planned to Disneyland or Walt Disney World during this closure, you may be able to take up on a very special and exclusive offer. I have all that and more coming up right here on the DRU. Hey, it's Jeff everyone, and welcome to the Disney Roundup, where I bring you up to date on what's going on with the Walt Disney Company and Disney parks each and every single week. If you're new to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me so you can stay up to date with the Disney Roundup and check out some other cool videos I'll be posting. And in fact, stay subscribed and stay tuned because I'm going to be posting kind of like a DIY Disney cooking video in the future, so be on the lookout for that. And you can also download the Disney Roundup on podcast. You can download the Disney Roundup on Apple Podcast and on Spotify. And I have no company news to report on this week, so we are going to start off with outside the parks news. Starting off with that being an update has been given for the possible and earliest openings for Disneyland and Walt Disney World resorts. For Disneyland, they've just posted an update notifying that guests who are looking to make new reservations for a future vacation can book at the very earliest of June 1st this year of 2020, for the time being, that is. Also with Disneyland, they're also working with guests who already had reservations during this closure and giving them refunds, but also offering a discounted rooms later this year starting June 1st. And this offer goes for select nights all the way up until December 31st of this year. Like I mentioned, this offer is only valid for guests who booked stays during the closure. And for this offer to take up upon it, you must make your reservations by May 31st of this year. So two things. You must have had reservations at a Disneyland resort during this closure, and you have to make new reservations between June 1st and December 31st of this year by May 31st. And with Walt Disney World, they will additionally not be having guests staying at any Disney Resort hotels or also be able to make dining reservations until June 1st as well. Now over at Walt Disney World, they are giving an offer, what they are calling a special offer for special guests. And this is for guests who had planned a trip to Walt Disney World and were staying at a Disney Resort hotel from the dates of March 16th all the way into May 31st this year of 2020. Those guests are eligible on a very special offer which consists of accommodations of a Disney Resort hotel, park admission, and a free Disney dining plan. So yes, pretty much if you were planning to go to Walt Disney World between March 16th and May 31st of this year, and you had tickets already, they're pretty much giving you that in this offer, but also including a free Disney dining plan, which is huge because they were only giving a free Disney dining plan for the earliest of summer originally this year, but I think it's pretty cool that they're doing this to try to have their guests reschedule their vacations for later this year. But yes, it's pretty much in this offer, you're going to be paying for the resort, the tickets, but they're giving you a free dining plan, which I think is pretty cool. But this offer can be made for most nights starting June 1st all the way up until September 30th of 2020. But you have to book by May 31st, 2020 this year to take up on this offer. So not as large of a window as Disneyland, but still something if you're still trying to take your Disney vacation this year. Now for parks news. With future opening of the parks being up in the air, Disney has released a statement giving an update on Disneyland and Walt Disney World parks. Quote, "While there's still much uncertainty with the respect of the impacts of COVID-19, the safety and well-being of our guests and employees remains the Walt Disney Company's top priority. As a result of the unprecedented pandemic and aligned with direction provided by health experts and government officials, Disneyland Resort and Walt Disney World will remain closed until further notice." So of course with Disney's first closure, they came out and said that the earliest that they would open is April 1st, which of course with how things have progressed since then, that's not going to happen, especially with laws and regulations. Yeah, that's definitely not going to happen now. So I think instead of just giving future updates, instead of Disney coming out and say, okay, now we're going to aim to open up in May, Now we're going to aim to open up in June. Disney's just saying that they're going to be closed until further notice instead of giving an update again and again and again. So I think my guess is this may be Disney's last update on the parks and resorts until they decide to reconsider opening. I don't think now, with them just saying that we're going to be closed until further notice, they have any reason to give any other updates now of saying like, hey, we're going to come and try to open in July now. I think now they're going to like just sit back a little bit and actually wait for a specific time of when they can actually open. And if they're going to open up all the parks, the resorts, the restaurants in one day, I don't think it'll happen. I guess it's possible, but I guess we'll have to just see when that time comes. But with resorts and restaurants not accepting guests until June 1st, I guess it is possible that the parks may open at June 1st. They could open a little bit earlier, but with limited capacity and crowds, I think they'll probably just wait maybe until they can open up the whole resort as a whole before actually opening back up. But from what it looks like, it's not going to be for a while. But let me know in the comments down below when you think Walt Disney World and Disneyland will open back up. Because I thought it would be mid-April, honestly, but clearly that's not going to happen. It looks more like it's going to be in the summertime. Hopefully June, but maybe later, just depending on how things go. Now, recently opening out at Disneyland was the new parade, Magic Happens. And if you haven't got to see the new parade like myself yet, Disney Parks has shared a video of that parade while you can watch it. While Disneyland is closed, Disney Parks has shared a new video of the new parade in an attempt to bring some of the magic home. And if you're interested in checking out that video, I will leave a link to that in the description down below. So I have watched the video since then. Like I mentioned, I haven't got to see it in person, which I hope I do eventually. I don't believe that the full parade was shown in this video, while I do believe a majority of it was. Like I mentioned, I haven't seen it, so I really can't tell for sure. But I don't think the whole thing, because I think some floats weren't shown in this video, but still pretty cool. But from what I saw, I really like the parade a lot. I like the music. I like how they took the classic Disney songs and kind of modernized them and made them upbeat. They had some pretty cool transitions with the songs as well, but from what I've seen of Magic Happens, it looks pretty cool. And I really want to check this out the next time I go to Disneyland. But let me know what you think of Magic Happens in the comments down below, or if you've seen Magic Happens already, let me know what you think of it and if it differs from the video that they've shown. So if you take a look on the My Disney Experience app, you'll see over at the France Pavilion at Epcot that the France Pavilion extension is now showing on the map. Of course, the extension, which was said to debut sometime this summer, will include the new to Walt Disney World attraction Remy's Ratatouille Adventure and the La Crêperie de Paris, which will be the shop you'll be able to get authentic crepes at. And as for the time being, they are still currently not listed on the map, so the extension is showing now, but they just don't have the titles and the names of the attractions and shops back there yet. But I assume they won't be showing those until probably like a week, maybe a couple of days prior to them opening. But since the closure is going on, no announcement has been made yet on whether these will still open on time or if and when the parks open back up on June 1st. But hopefully not too much of a delay on that. But let me know in the comments down below if you're looking forward to the France Pavilion extension in the comments down below. In a recent report from WDW News Today, permits have been filed for the demolition of Stitch's Great Escape to bring on what's rumored to be a Wreck-It Ralph attraction in the future for its replacement. The demolition is said to be for the theater's interior, and according to their sources, the newly designed theater for the attraction will feature a game-style controller in every seat of that theater. So I'm not sure if anyone's been in that theater. It's gone through multiple attractions, movies, of course the last being Stitch's Great Escape, but it's kind of like a circular theater, or at least that's what it recently was for Stitch's Great Escape, and you would all be focusing towards the center. Not sure if they're going to keep it like that if they do go with the Wreck-It Ralph attraction, but that's just how it is. If all goes well accordingly, the new Wreck-It Ralph attraction is expected to debut in 2022. But let me know what you think of that in the comments down below. This sounds kind of interesting to me. I'm kind of not big on the idea though, just because one, I'm not a huge fan of Wreck-It Ralph, and another being, I'm going to sound a little biased, but Stitch is my favorite Disney character. So losing the only attraction that he's a part of is going to sting a little bit, even though Stitch's Great Escape has been closed for years, but just now losing it permanently. I know it was a meet and greet spot recently that you could have your picture taken with Stitch, but losing that is just gonna leave a little burn with me, let's just say that. So yeah, with Stitch being my favorite character, it is gonna hurt a little bit. And I'm not saying too that I was a big fan of Stitch's Great Escape. I liked it, it was cool. I liked it because it was different, but it certainly wasn't like a main e-ticket attraction or something I would stand in hours in line to wait to get on. But I did think it was a cool attraction. I just don't understand with how popular of a character I feel Stitch is, because I do feel like I see people wearing his merch everywhere. I feel like it's sold everywhere. I feel like other stores outside of Disney, they sell him, like Hot Topic, Box Lunch, other places. I just think it's crazy that now we won't have an attraction that features Stitch, who I feel is one of the more popular characters in Disney, and won't have an attraction now. Now, I'm sure he'll still probably be around Tomorrowland. I think he'll be a part of the Tomorrowland dance parties when they have those for the special ticketed events, but I think this may be the end of Stitch attraction-wise in Disney parks, which is just sad for me to think of, but let me know what you think in the comments down below. And I know he's well presented over at the Polynesian resorts, but I'd like for him to have his own attraction, just the biased part of me coming out. Alright everyone, well that's all I have for you for this week's episode of the Disney Roundup. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to hit that like button for me, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel to receive the Disney Roundup each and every single week. And just a reminder, you can download the Disney Roundup on podcast now. You can download the Disney Roundup on Apple Podcast and on Spotify. Well, that's all I have for you for this week, and until next time, we'll see you on the DRU.